Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 25 Week 6. So today, what do we have going on? A couple things. Of course, most notable one for the next 2 weeks is we have the start of the Halloween event, where we end up getting the battles every single day. Make sure to do them, as you do lose out on all of the value if you don't per day. But even if you do miss a couple days, you'll easily be able to get everything of interest. The main ones being the Dark Oracle, which is a new legendary troop that has a pretty good trait setup, but unfortunately pretty underwhelming ability. That's just a little bit too random. Of course, the pet that goes around with it, as well as needing to get it 6 times in order to get the golden version, and the Orb of Power that you can go get and get a nice cheap one, so that you can get all the Power Orb mythics completed, as well as most recently the Maelstrom Dagannoth if you haven't already end up getting that troop. And of course, if you didn't get the Witch Armor from past seasons, you should be good to go. Or, you know, you can get that as well. But it's basically 50 gems per day, slightly less depending on what assortment of those you want to end up getting. But if you want to get all of them, it's basically 50 gems per day, with one day being 150 if you also are trying to get the armor as well. If you're still missing that from a past event. That's pretty straightforward. Just run whatever purple team you have. You could run like low-level Atlanta. You could run Thrall Leprechaun into anything. You can run like 3 Pharaoh into this, which I think I'm about to go do. I don't think we have to deal with Submerge. I'm literally about to put a 3rd Pharaoh in this thing because we really don't need much else. But yeah, it should be pretty straightforward, especially for the earlier battles. And you can run the golden battle whenever. I already ran it earlier. The amount of extra benefit it gives is flat, so it doesn't matter if you do it on a higher score battle, as the extra benefit for it is always the same regardless of when you use it. So you could pretty much just use it whenever, including for your first battle. It doesn't actually multiply how many points you get. It just simply gives a flat extra amount of points. But anyways, hello everyone. Also, we have the Elf Invasion and whatever else this week has. I guess Vault Event weekend. Hello, Bill! Because Vault Event week is pretty big this weekend, of course. Also, I should almost be able to get level 2000. We'll definitely do at least one grind stream for it this weekend. Hello, Ron. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Chad. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Bill. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello, Ron. Hello, Chad. Hello, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, Cookie. Okay, so next order of business. Let's go grab that. Get our mana. Instantly click it. Boom, dead. And I don't think we need to worry about our Flower Dragon being in first slot, possibly for this entire event. I think by the end of next week it might matter a little bit, but honestly we'll probably have most of our points by then, so I'm pretty sure I could just keep Flower Dragon in first slot. Obviously for the team video I did want to show it a little bit tankier, depending on if people have lower stats or any other factor. But I'm pretty sure with having near max stats we should be fine. Just keep it there, at least for the first week if nothing else. By next week we might have to change it up, but by this week we should be fine. Just keep it in first slot. And of course whenever it says the power up, you always go for power up for more points. And that ends up giving you more points per every single battle that you get every single day, which is the main thing that allows getting all the rewards. As whenever I mention like X number of points and everything per getting all rewards, it is under the assumption that you move forward in difficulty every time, which as long as you're in like mid game and late game should be fine. In early game you might have to get a little bit more than that if you start to hit a wall in stats, but the stats don't get particularly high for this event mode, especially given that you're allowed to run almost anything. Like you're allowed to run any purple team in the game, which is quite a lot of options. Alright, there we go. And easy as that. And I'll just save up for the boss trip then. And then worry about the pet. And all of our spirit then goes on the power orb. And we'll be good to go. Alright, so next order of business. Oh yeah, don't forget these. You also get the other copy of the pet from doing these. All you have to do is kill a bunch of brown enemies. Doing dailies every single day should get this done automatically, but you can just go focus them and like explore in like Kazale and any brown heavy location. You should be fine. Oh, do I have to do all 3 of them today? I guess I will. Why not? I need to stack as many XP boosters as possible, as we do have a Vault Event weekend this weekend. So I do want to go and utilize all of them, of course, for the Vault Event weekend. So I do want to make sure we're actually getting the XP booster every single day. I don't always worry about it too much, but we're also on a 2000 level grind, so I want to try to get that. Bare minimum by this weekend, I want 1999, or yeah, 1999, 3 nines. And then we'll get like the 2000th level. Honestly, we're probably just going to naturally get it before it's even November. I was going to try to reach it before the 11-year anniversary, but at our current rate, we might reach it by the end of this Vault weekend, honestly. Especially because of all the boosters and everything we'll have for it, since we normally like to save them for the Vault weekend. And just the natural grind that you would, you know, already be doing for Vault weekend. Hello everyone, hope you guys have been having a wonderful start of your week so far. Mine's been pretty nice. I'm not sure why, like almost every game I played today has gotten a Halloween event. Of course, earlier today we were streaming the Brighter Shores one and covered the Gems of War video thingy for it. But yeah, Gems of War one's mostly just the daily though. Like a few minutes in, a few minutes out, pretty quick. Like 6 battles doesn't take that long at all with the restriction. Even a low rarity team is quick. You just run like 2 or 3 Atlantas with a Leprechaun, you're good to go. Maybe offset with 1 hero if you want some class XP or something. Alright, there we go. And I just needed to go do the glory, and that should be all the dailies done there. Then we have dungeon. Oh yeah, are we doing Underspire this week? What was the restriction again? Is this a skip week? Honestly, it might be skip week just because it's Vault Weekend. Not because it's bad to do. But I'd rather be putting that time into Vault Weekend than putting it into Underspire. Because even if it's a really, really good week, the amount of time we could just be putting into Vault Weekend just seems so much better. So I'm probably skipping and just doing free battles, which, you know, we'll still do some battles there, but they'll go a lot quicker if we're only doing free battles compared to trying to go all the way to floor 7. Or, you know, like a full completion kind of thing. Hello, Mulu! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, there we go. We got all that. Claim the other reward. Boom, boom, boom. What is our restriction, though? I know I set up the team earlier. Restriction is... it's not bad. But yeah, I think we'll still do the free battles then. It'll just be some really quick free battles. Actually, while I'm here, I might as well do them if we're only doing free battles then. Free battles will take like just a few minutes. It's not going to take that long at all. But yeah, we'll just do that. Get our mana accumulation. 2 out of 3 times it'll go straight into our dragon. Then we win. And rinse and repeat. Should be pretty free. 2 out of 3 chance at every starting board that we just get our dragon to full mana pretty much. And then from there it is Smooth Sailor. Unfortunately it can miss, and it did just miss. Let's see, round 2? Yeah, there we go, we got it that time. And then we just cast it, boom, dead. And even though it's Gem Dragon, there's some upsides to it. Gem Dragon does have a little bit of a lower of a mana cost because it's not as strong. The other one is, if we're just going for the first 2 floors, I believe it still has enough damage to one-shot the whole... Oh no! I didn't mean to kill herself! Wrong target! Whoops. But yeah, it has enough damage to one-shot the first 2 floors. Honestly, I think if it has enough damage to one-shot the 3rd floor too, since we'll be getting some amount of purples along the way. But yeah, we don't want her to target herself, though you could. We mostly want her targeting our second to last slot, since it has immune insta-kill, so it won't actually die to the attack there. Oh, we found a door. Not much we can do with the other battle, though. I know, we got the dreaded brown. It's like the only color we need it not to create. Unfortunately, I don't get to choose which one comes out of it. Alright, we'll go for the double dead-end area. We need all the dead-end rooms eventually anyway, so it doesn't really matter what way we go. If we're just doing free battles, you're always going to have more than enough to complete up the first 2 floors, so... Order doesn't really matter at all for the most part. Also, since it's enchanted, I'm just going for the gems manually here, just to make sure we get it in case we miss. Alright, there we go. Easy as that. But yeah, we'll just do the free battles this week so we can focus on Vault Weekend this weekend. There we go. Though honestly, with a setup like that, it would be perfectly fine to go all the way. Has decent amount of resummon, has decent amount of damage, has decent amount of mana accumulation. But we'll spend that time on Vault Weekend this weekend. Oh yeah, let's go get a perfect dungeon on top 3. Come on. Come on. Boo. Oh, double boo. Let's take a buffer at least then. Oh, it's only 20 Sapphire. Unfortunate. So close. It's so far. Very, very unfortunate there. Oh yeah, I mentioned it yesterday. Even though the Halloween event's starting today, I will be handing out the Halloween events next Monday. Or the Halloween pet, one of the old Halloween pets. Main reason for that is the in-game version's coming out that week too, so I figured we just do both of them then. We'll go for brown, even though we're frozen on it. Anything to get it full mana. I was going to say, gosh, they're tanky, but it's not that they're tanky. It's that we have the stat reduction. It's amazing how big of a difference 20% stats makes, or 25%, whatever that reduction is. Like, a lot of times it doesn't feel like that many stats would make a difference, but it really does. It's like going back to, like, mid-game all over again, as far as how many stats that reduce ECU down to. Though there are strategies like insta-kill and other things at that range, and Tesla and such, that are pretty much just as potent. Hey, we still need to get all the stars for this. Oh yeah, by the way, we did end up getting all the gold marks yesterday. I'm not sure if my mail still shows up, but we did indeed. There it is. First place in diamond rank, something we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. But I dumped all my medals last week because, oh yeah, I didn't mention it to stream yet. I think I mentioned it on the video. But this is the final PvP week. So don't forget to go and claim all of that, as, yeah, so the last week to go claim everything related to PvP. But yeah, we finally went for the diamond rank last week because we threw all the medals that we had throughout the entirety of the events, and went for it to go and cash them in for gold marks. Oh, I got another Talico copy. He looks so cool, all nice and shiny like that. I would actually see them as a drop like that. I forgot, whenever you get them as a drop, they still show up like that as well. Nice. But anyways, yeah, it's the last week to finish up PvP. So if you have any goals that you want to complete out for this, for the pass thingy, for any season goals, if you're close to any, this is the final week to end up completing them. Technically, the final 6 days at this point. Obviously, at Monday reset time of next Monday will be when it rolls over, and we'll be in the next PvP season. But yeah, anything you still want to end up completing by then, the most notable ones are getting 150,000 so that you can buy the Diamond Troop. As we mentioned during the video, there is a 4,000 diamond one available in Soulforge this week. One of the old gold mark ones, which are never worth buying with gold marks, but are worth buying with diamonds. However, you can save 800 diamonds by getting the legendary ones. It does require having 150,000 PvP points if you haven't already finished that out. But doing that will end up giving you, basically save you 800 diamonds, even if you don't really plan on using this. It's one less troop you'll need to get later because it never comes in Glory Gem, Guild, or VIP chest drop table. They're only in Soulforge. So it's always guaranteed going to save you diamonds whenever you end up getting those. And yeah, that's pretty much it, other than just any other knick-knack stuff you want to get from like the pass here if you just got the free side or something similar. Obviously, if you've got the paid side, you definitely want to make sure to go and complete it out. Is there anything else? Actually, have we finished everything in every mode other than PvP already? Because, wow, we're going through quick. Honestly, even though there are a couple things going on, oh no, I didn't do Invasion. I was going to say, I knew I had to have forgotten something. Are we going to go with the budget team? Honestly, I'm almost tempted to. Oh, but we have to, never mind. For the really early fights, is there anything good that hits all enemies? All enemies, you're not one. I need this in base rarity order so I can actually see. What is your ability again? No, just scatter damage. Is that actually all enemies? Boosted by blessed allies, interesting. It's not good enough to bother using though. I always forgot that this guy's 4 times bless. He's almost never used for that. Sacrifice an ally, deal a bunch of damage to all enemies, boosted by sacrifice troops of life. Summon a random Zol carry. Not ideal. There, what's up to hit all enemies, but all these are really average. Like exceedingly average. I don't know, do we just run a double average combo or something? We'd always just Weaver whittle them down. Go for double Weaver. I feel like this is a bit of a waste though. I'm also considering like the King Avalon is something else combo. These are all just so mediocre. Why does this category have such ridiculously average AoE options? Like every single one of them. You know what? We're gonna go down this route, I think. Wait, do we have a hero? Wait, do we have access to any hero weapon? Hold. Archmagus and Weaver, I think. Alright, never mind. Saved. Weaver. Do we have a different Empower that isn't green? Empower that isn't green. Brown to... what is purple? That's not the right color, though. Elspeth is whatever it wants to be. And then we have green. Not ideal. Okay, I'm just gonna go all-in banner for the weapon, then. I'm gonna go like a brown-red and the minusing yellow or something. Or purple. Minusing purple's fine, too. Brown-red minus purple. Sure. And class, I guess just mech just to play it safe. I don't think anything early is going to really have Submerge, but in case it does. And of course, we're forced to have to use this guy. And the other thing just for, I guess, mana accumulation. What do you deny again? Oh, you used to deny red, that's fine. Oh, I should probably minus... oh, it's not worth minus my red. Okay, let's keep it like that then, it's fine. It might be more worthwhile to put the +1 on the other color, though. That's fine. For the most part, we're just kind of rushing this weapon and then immediately killing them anyways. The Empower's kind of just sitting there doing nothing. The whole plan is just get Ruby weapon until we win. Then once we reach 4 towers, we switch to a rail team. So for today, we might just be able to run this team the whole time. Because the amount of sigils we have is pretty much just going to get us to the 4 tower location. I know, where's all of our mana? Directly enchants carrying pretty hard right now. Because after X amount of turns, we're guaranteed just to get all the mana anyways, which is nice. And of course, even though it is elf restriction, you're allowed to use any hero class, so you don't actually have to use an elf hero class. And since it is elf restriction, not like a kingdom or something, you're allowed to use any hero weapon, which includes Wand of Stars and of course includes Ruby. Which is good, because if we weren't allowed to use Ruby, we honestly don't really have a good option. After looking at everything that we had there. But this is really nice, because it should one-shot pretty much the whole way up. And the very last one, we might have to double cast, but that's fine. It's not going to take that long to get its mana back up. Worst comes to worst, we also have Weaver there. Yeah, pretty straightforward invasion event, and then we have just double standard invasion troop from there into either single or double empower into like an offset of hero if you're not running double empower. And of course you can offset with like Wand of Stars or whatever you want. But I feel like most invasion events kind of come down to this. You run like 2 invasion troops, or you know, for the later battles, you end up running 2 invasion troops plus plus an empower. And then, like, hero there just absorbs some mana off a Wand of Stars or something. Pretty much every invasion team's actually relatively similar, even if they look completely different, the team each time. But the overall composition of what you end up running is very similar from week to week. Strategy never really changes that much. Mostly because the invasion troops do 5 times damage against the tower, so you generally want to only be running those, or, you know, once you reach the deeper battles, you only want to be running those. Like, pretty much the second you hit the 4 tower area. As unless the category has absurdly good AoE damage, these things at 5 times damage are just so hefty that you don't really need much else beyond that, especially if you have some skull spam to go behind them. Well, even without it, just our cast spam is good enough. And of course, you can still find skulls on the board without having skull spam. Especially if they have some amount of board control, though this guy this week only has a little bit of extra damage. And when I say a little, I mean a little. He only has a 1 to 10 boost ratio based on life. I assume when he's shiny to level 2, he gets like a 1 to 6 or something. Or 6 to 1, whatever you want to call it. But, even that's not amazing. Like, it's a little bit extra damage. You'll be able to one-shot for a longer range. I feel like the event's normally over before they really start not one-shotting anymore. So, hello, yeah! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was going to say, I probably should have taken the red there, but the board did it for me, so I guess that works. Perfect. I saw that right as I should have taken it. But the Cascade did it for us, so don't even need to worry about it. That's the only problem with getting used to like double Pharaoh teams, double Takshaka teams, stuff like that. I just assume every single turn we're just going to gain infinite mana the following turn. It always feels weird playing a team that gets no mana at all. There's one thing that still feels weird about playing Underspire these days. Is you don't have any potion effects, you don't really have much of anything unless you get like good troops for a given category. So you get a really slow start compared to some game modes in the game. There's a lot of other game modes. You basically just start with everything good to go. Like what we're doing right now, we're gaining full mana like 8 out of 10 times pretty much. And even if we don't, like one move later, we're gonna have full mana. Whereas sometimes for Underspire, if the team is bad enough on a given week, you can go like 3 or 4 turns before you even get a cast off. What do you think of the Halloween event troop? Should you get several copies? Well, you automatically get 3 for buying 1, so... technically, yes, I guess. Because you never need to buy more than that. You just use 1 blue orb on it and you're good to go. But I don't ever really advise buying more than 1 copy of it. Because buying 1 copy buys 3 copies. If you want it max, you just throw a blue orb on it. You know, small blue one. Because 3 is always more than enough. There isn't really any team you would ever need 4 on. Honestly, this is so quick. Even once we reach the tower section, I might still run this a little bit. Because until it stops two-shotting, this is probably worth it over running the invasion troops. Mostly because you can Weaver into it. So once it stops one-shotting, you just go this into Weaver, then this into Weaver. So after Ruby Weaver stops cycling, is probably when we'd want to switch to all in invasion troops. As long as that's still working, honestly, that's probably going to be better. Just because of how much mana you get back instantly. Anyway, just Ruby again, and then the Ruby would give you Weaver again, and then the Weaver would clean up whatever's left if the Ruby didn't already clean up whatever's left. Yeah, this team's gonna last a while. Yeah, the thing is not choose mechanic, so the Halloween event troop is kind of underwhelming cast-wise. Its trait setup is really good. I wish if they would have made it an ore, I wish it always had its explode on Gargoyle Gem as a guarantee. I wish that wasn't one of its ores. If it was just the HP gain and or the damage with the effect that it does, but it always did the Gargoyle Gem explode, and it wouldn't be that bad. The problem is doing just that Gargoyle Gem explode is basically nothing. But in combination with the other two, it actually would be fine. Especially if there was a choice mechanic with it. Where you always had the Gargoyle Gem explode, but you had the choice of almost being like a Wand of Stars, but damage. Where you could either do the Bless with the life or the damage with the Curse would have been nice. But the problem is it's 3 different random rolls, so you're never going to really get what you want when you want it. But straight setup is really good. I'm really curious to see what future things will look like on gain Reflect on damage. Because that perk, especially that perk with Impervious, is really strong. It's on a troop that's kind of useless, unfortunately. But it's the first iteration of it. We'll see what it gets put on later. Like, look at what happened with Submerge on damage. What is that one trait called? I think it's called, like, Aquatic or something. Is it called Aquatic? Yeah, Submerge myself when I take damage. So, of course, initially we didn't really get it on anything good. It was just kind of put on some random Merlantis troops that were kind of meh. Then eventually it kind of got into some other things, like some bounty troops here and there that kind of used it decently. And a few mythics here and there. Actually, that's not Aquatic, but a few mythics here and there that end up getting it, which end up making it a little bit better. They even gave it, I think the first really good thing they kind of gave it to was Piskia because of its double Devour. So it'd become really tanky then with its score reduction into its Devours, into its Aquatic. But then they went like all in and put it on Maelstrom Dagannoth. Which is just a little bit of a power increase as far as what they put it onto. Where it has literally immune to everything and has Aquatic. But yeah, it kind of power creeped up like crazy when they end up doing that. But that's how they generally do it. They started off with like kind of meh options. And then they eventually put it on stuff that is like not horrible but barely usable. But then they put it on stuff that's actually usable. And then they just make it the entire meta. And that's pretty much what that reflecting will be on. Like imagine if you had the reflect on damage that one troop has, but on something like this, but invulnerable and an actual good ability. Like that'd be so strong. But unfortunately they put it on something pretty weak at the moment. But they will eventually put it on something strong. Give it like a year or two. Something absurd will have it. Like Maelstrom Dagannoth level of good. Or even Piskia level of good. Alright, there we go. We still need to get 53 stars if we want to try to get them all today. It's not too big a deal if we do or don't, though. Because there's nothing we really need the extra stats for. Actually, one exception to that. Is it magic? I don't think it is. Oh, never mind, it matters. Okay, we need to get 53 stars. It's a magic boat, but it's a magic buff. That actually does matter a little. It's like the one and only buff that would have mattered. Okay, we actually do need to go get 53 stars today. How's PvP looking today? I haven't even done my thingy yet, so let's go take our spell reduction. And then we'll go grab whatever the daily things are for this. Oh, we got green restriction. Interesting. How about a Bog Strider? Throw some Leprechaun in there. Get a... Actually, while I'm in a weapon, might as well get weapon too. Get a Wand in there. Get a Flower Dragon in there. And we should be good to go. Give it like a double green. Oh yeah, Squirrel. Let me go hand out a code. I do have a code. We do still have codes for the next couple months. Alright, we'll do that on green. Class, I guess, is a standard mech. Don't really need anything fancy. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, there we go. Good to go. Alright, let me go hand out one of the codes. Do I even have the code section open? I do. Alright, here you guys go. Oops, I just cut it and then... Wait, what just happened? I'm so confused why I just clicked. Okay, there we go. There you guys go. Enjoy. There is the redeem code. Use on gemsover.com if the game code section. Invite codes right over there. Actually, invite codes in settings menu. Redeem codes right over there in chat. Oh, we're about to gain level 19982 as well. And bare minimum this weekend. We got to go get 199. Might even just push for 2,000 this weekend, to be honest. Because we're probably going to grind enough at some point this Volt weekend to get it. I'm just not sure if we do it on day one, if we're going to get it immediately. Like, I'll have it by the end of the Volt weekend. I'm just not sure if we're going to do it on, like, the very first day, get it all the way to 2,000. We'll see where we are by then. Because we're going to have a lot of XP boosters to use for it, so it's going to go pretty quick. Because we're going to have, like, a whole week of boosters to do it for, like, 2 hours straight, on top of whatever other grind we'd already be doing. It's even with the XP boosters, 2 hours of farming that is nowhere near 2 levels. It's basically just 1 level. So if we stream this Friday, we'll probably aim for 199. And just finish 2,000 that following day on like that Monday or something. Which will also be the day we hand out the Halloween pet. Actually, you know what? That would be a perfect time to go hand out the Halloween pet. Maybe that's what we'll do. If I don't overshoot it from doing Vault event, we'll aim for 199 this Friday. And then we'll get 2,000 on next Monday when we hand out the Halloween pet. As well as the week that we get the Wednesday pet, of course. Why don't I just do it that way, then? Because we're pretty much already going to be there after all the other Vault weekend grind. Oh, gosh, this guy's so tanky. Isn't this like the 70-something% spell reduction guy? No, 50% spell reduction, 75% skill reflect. Still really tanky, though. Let's be stunned, in which case we're fine now. Easy as that. Oh, we have the Umbra Star thing as well. That one's star from falling from sky. Alright, I think there's just an elf angle, right? Not necessarily because of elf, but because of, of course, Glacia. Which is kind of funny. This is the same restriction as the other game mode this week. With the main difference being... Immortal Glacia. Which is not Elf, unfortunately. It's Fey. That's not Fey Elf. We could 50% mana start it here. I don't think we have any Empower, do we? Because most of the Empower here feeds to green. We have green, green. Oh, we could do any. Wait. Hold. I'm going to do double Elspeth into Wand of Stars. That way we're going to guarantee get blue, yellow, or purple. And then I'll just change the banner to blue, yellow. And then make our class Archmagus so it goes in the purple. And then boom, we covered every color. Now we make this Archmagus. And now regardless of what we do, we will get a ton of mana into Immortal Glacia. And now I just use the Elspeth directly onto Glacia and we're good to go. It should be really quick then. So we did this on this. We are guaranteed going to get a mana it needs. We then Wand of Stars, or do it again. Might as well do it again. And then, boom, dead. And if that's not dead, we just throw a Wand of Stars in there. We should be good to go. Oh, or we could just full miss with Wand of Stars. Oh, no. That's not good. That's the only problem. It does create blue or purple, so I might have to do it on blue or purple. Or, you know, one of the other colors. Because it's making it so that other star doesn't really have that good of an extra turn rate. So I might have to use the yellow-purple star to end up getting extra turn off the board. It's because the other thing is putting so many yellow purples on the board. It's 2 out of 3 times it's going to put either yellow or purple. The middle one was actually a bit weaker there. That's fine. I was hoping for blue there. Honestly, blue in this team comp is actually always best, as it gives Wand of Stars the best follow-up. Nice, the retroactive retarget on the summon, love it. That's one of the nice things about the really high amount of damage to X amount of enemies, like all the category of troop, is they do retroactively retarget damaged troops, or, you know, resummon troops, I mean. Oh, a little bit of a miss there. Alright, a little better. Gotta be careful though, that Glacia could still destroy us. Now it can't. Alright, I'm trying it. Come on, Umbral Star, you got this. Nice, nice. All those yellow and purples, making it more common. We're actually kind of forced to have to if she creates too much yellow and purple. Because our extra turn rate is just way too bad with the other star when there's that much blocking it. Nice, double blue, huge. Perfect scenario. It's actually pretty rare that it would do the same 1 in 3 in a row. What is that, like a 1 in 9 chance or so? Is this the first time we've seen it in all these attempts? Oh, we got purple, which means we're going for the other star. No, we missed. Oh, that's rough, especially since we don't have Bless now. We might actually lose this battle. Luckily, this battle doesn't actually matter if we win or lose, as we already got all the point thingies that we needed from it. We still want to win it if we can. Alright, Glacia dying there is huge. Alright, it should be matched now. A little sketchy there. Oh, I should have just taken the yellow. But there we go. A little bit of a sketchy fight, mostly because Wand of Stars won the miss like 3 times, but there we go. Alright, nice. Next order of business. I think we just have to tick our triple Valhawk, and I think that's everything, isn't it? Just want to go grind a little bit of PvP or explore, which might go do actually. That'll open our giant hordes of keys. Oh, we're almost back to 7777777. Gotta get that set of 7s going. Not like there's anything lucky you can get in there, but still. Alright, so this is going to be a triple central real quick. I don't think there's anything else we have to clear out for this area, which is good. And then I do think I need to scrap one of my EXP boosters, so maybe I can run that on Explore 12 then. We've been neglecting Explore 12 lately over PvP. That's because it's the end of PvP season, but there isn't really much else I need to earn. Oh, there we go. 2 levels to go. We're almost there. Level 2000 is so close, yet so far. Still kind of crazy that after all this time we still haven't hit 2000. Though in all fairness, it was also because of the level caps. Level cap used to be 100 for some period of time. Then it was 1,000 for a couple of years, so if you had 1,000 level, you were just getting no XP that whole time. And that was when we were playing the absolute most. But I probably have like hundreds of hours, like several hundred hours on 1,000 cap. Where all the battles we did gave 0 XP effectively. Because they didn't raise that, I don't think, until like 4-ish years in, I want to say. Like 4 or 5 years in, I can't remember exactly how far. But there's a decent duration of time where level cap was 1,000. Yeah, that's all 3 of them, right? Yep, we're good to go. We already got the cap there. Nothing else we need to do there unless we're going for ladder. But I don't think we're going for ladder. They're already almost at the end of where we were earlier, so... I think we're just aiming for bottom cut. I think this is definitely a bottom cut week. Just try to get into Ruby or something. Alright, nothing we need over here. All that's good. Okay, I think this is an EXP booster into the thing because this 4-day one will expire by the time it hits Vault Weekend. So I think we use this one and just do like 15 minutes of Explore 12 then. And we'll just do it on like Wild Plains or something. Nothing else. We'll get a bunch of brown kills here. It's not like the highest concentration of brown, but I think this place does have a good handful of brown. Like we should be getting 1 or 2 per battle. You got a perfect dungeon today? Nice, huge congrats. It always feels amazing to get. It's just kind of unfortunate that it's pure RNG. Like there's pretty much nothing you can do to influence it in any way. But yeah, we'll go for the 15-minute Explorer. I've been needing to keep poking at this. We are actually really close to the next upgrade. I only need 2 yellow deed books. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Did I not open deed books today? I meant to do that. I was in the shop earlier, but then proceeded not to do them. If we get 2 yellow deed books, I think we already have enough. Should have probably done that before the booster, but oh well. Where's PvP? I meant to do this earlier when we went to the shop, but then I started tangenting on a billion other things. But let's see if we get double yellow. We're also looking for purple, of course. Oh, 1 more yellow and we can upgrade it right now. Boo. We're 1 yellow short, I believe. Let me go double check just in case. But yeah, we're really close on upgrading Suncrest. We are 35, we're 35 yellow deed short or 1 deed book short, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, we are ever so slightly short. That's so unfortunate. But if nothing else, maybe by this Friday when we do Vault Event Weekend Grind, we can go get Suncrest upgraded. Otherwise, maybe next week's Monday would be the rollover for it. Anyways, let's go do these XP booster while we have it rolling. But yeah, we're so close. We're just 1 yellow deed book away. And that's a permanent +2 attack. Which isn't that useful in the current state of the game, but you know, Skull Meta will eventually make a comeback at some point. It can't stay useless forever. It's not that it's useless right now, it's just cast meta is just so strong right now. Strongest than it's ever been. Even though skulls are in a pretty good place right now, it's just spell casting is just so much more stronger at the moment. The power creep on it with how much mana accumulation options there are these days, combined with things like Stellarix and Flower Dragon and stuff like that. And even just Tesla, how she scales with all the extra stats in the game. Even just stuff like that is so strong these days. Since you just keep scaling as stats go higher and higher and higher. There's other things start to fall behind as stats get that bit much higher. Unless they have some kind of boost ratio that helps them scale to it. But yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 years where Gems of War had a level 1000 cap. It was a really, really long time. Like, as far as the level 100 cap, that lasted barely anything. I think that lasted like a month or 2 or something. Like a few months. But the 1000 cap lasted for years before they eventually added the system that we have today. That goes to like 10,000 that no one will ever have because of how it scales. I am curious what the highest level in the entire game is these days. I want to say like 3,000 something or really, really low 4,000. Like somewhere's around there. Because 5,000 isn't even halfway with how it scales. I think 5,000 is like 15 years away from level 10,000 or something like that. Something absurd. And currently I'm pretty sure 0 people have 5,000. Obviously it was never really meant to be max. It was meant to work for like literally the rest of time. Though if this game servers are still up, I'm willing to make a bet in like 20 years from now someone will be level 10,000. Maybe even earlier than that. It definitely won't be us. We'll be lucky if we reach 3,000, to be honest. Because after a little over a decade, we're just now making 2,000 now. Yeah, in the current state of the game, if you see someone over 3,000, that is insanely, absurdly, ridiculously high level. Anything above 3,000 is super, mega, ultra high. Like, we're talking like 50,000 hours played or higher or something. Unless they were really focusing on XP leveling. I guess getting high VIP could kind of tweak that a little bit too. Because the people who spend like almost 10,000 on the game to get the max VIPs and everything, you get a pretty hefty amount of extra XP per battle. Because what's my bonus right now compared to like the cap? Because I think it's almost 100% difference. If I go check it real quick. Like we're currently getting 50% extra XP. But at around, I think this is $4,000 or $5,000. You would have double that amount. Which obviously we're never spending that much. I don't think we ever will. But at like $4,000 spent, you'd have like double the XP that we're getting right now. At least as far as extra bonus. And of course, if you have even less than that, you might only have like 20 or 30%. We have 50% right now. But it goes as high as 100% from that. Because that makes quite a bit of a difference. Like if someone's farming with like 30, 40, 50% compared to someone who has 100%. But luckily for most things, those bonuses don't really matter that much. Gold bonuses allows you to do a little bit more into guild contribution. Soul bonus is irrelevant. And XP bonuses only really matters if you really want to have a huge hero number. But realistically, everything beyond 2,000 is pointless for level. And to some degree, everything above 1,000 is almost pointless for hero level. Which you can reach pretty quickly. Because once you reach 1,000, you start getting one stat every 100. So you're only missing out on 10 hero stats from being at 1,000 compared to 2,000. And then after that, you only start to get one stat every 1,000 levels. So you're effectively max stats at 2,000. As you don't get your extra stat upgrade at 3,000. And even if you have it, it's like one armor or something. I think you can live without one armor on hero or whatever it is. It's like one armor or 1 HP or something pretty trivial. I don't even think it's magic or anything. I don't even think it's attack. It's just like a useless one durability. From the whole grind from 2,000 to 3,000. So you're basically maxed at 2,000 effectively. But you have most of them also at 1,000. Like, I think you're only missing 2 magic by being 1,000 compared to 2,000. As well as a few durability and attack, but those don't matter as much normally. Other than the very niche situation where you might survive with like 2 HP or something. Ugh. Yeah, level 30 Immortals. I don't think I've seen a single level 30 Immortal yet, I just realized. They definitely exist in the game. Anyone who's buying the pass every single time probably has several of them. Because if you've been buying the pass every single time since launch, you probably have 5 or 6 level 30 immortals by this point. Mostly the earlier ones that were the featured ones, like Glacia, whatever the second one was, whatever the third one was. Like, anyone who's been buying it every time probably have all those at level 30. Because I only bought it once, and my Glacia is already like 26 or something? Or 27? And that's only for buying it once. For one of them. That's not even counting all the extra burning marks you would have from the widespread of getting extra. Plus the fact that you would have like 6 or 7 Glacias by now. Since every new season upgrades one that far. On top of all the other burning marks you're getting that goes across everything. So if you've been buying every PvP season, which I think at this point would have been like $100 at this point, you would have like 5 or 6 maxed immortals. The problem with a lot of the featured immortals, though, is most of them don't really gain that much of a benefit from being maxed. I would say the 2 best ones we had so far were Glacia and that one Orc one. I was considering it for the Orc one, but I ended up not doing it. But the Orc and Glacia were the 2 strongest immortals we've had for featured immortal. Most of the other ones, even if you got them, wouldn't have really done much. But of course, even if the featured one isn't good, you're still getting a lot of extra burning marks. Like literal hundreds upon hundreds, actually almost thousands. As far as how many you get extra. Because that's basically the main thing you're paying for when you buy the 15. You're getting whatever the featured one is pretty much maxed. And you're getting enough spear burning marks to get like almost 1,000 more or something. Compared to what you would normally get. Which is a lot of extra openings. Also makes getting really high PvP rating really easy since you get a lot of those little token thingies. That you can just throw down whenever. Also gives you a lot more deep books because you can convert those into those materials as well. So you're basically also buying deep books in a sense. Just in a more indirect way. Well, we'll see what next season is. Maybe it'll be worth getting. It will be the second time we finally go for it. Oh, we almost wiped the skulls. That would have been funny. Ooh, triple guard. Ouch. That is like the only one we don't want to see. The really low rarity one. As there aren't any comments we could put it on. The absolute best I can use on the first trait of our rare. And that is it. That is the full list of things we could use on. Yeah, that's rough. At least it wasn't double. At least it was triple. Still pretty bad, though. How much more XP booster do we have? 2 minutes! Alright, let's go utilize it. That should be enough to get through 2 more times? Because I don't think we're getting a boss battle here, so we should be able to get it 2 more cycles in. For 1 more chest. Yeah, I think it's going to be a little short of a chest here. Depends what number we roll. I know we rolled high enough, never mind. The next one is the one that's not going to roll high enough. So maybe we'll have to do 2 more sets after this one then. Because next set is 100% not a chest. So we'll go for 1 more chest after this chest then. Is it a Mimic? No. Little variety of auto low rarity stuff. Alright, let's go through it 2 more times then. Next one will be no chest guaranteed because there's no way to get enough points. And then we'll get 1 more chest on the follow-up then. Use the Immortals in every form you can using Impervious with the Immortal layout. Yeah, they're pretty strong to offset just for as an immunity troop. There's one nice thing that all of them had going for them. That if you ever got them to level 30, a lot of their final traits, even on the really meh Immortals, is actually not bad if you have like the level 30 upgraded perk. Some are better than others though, like Ossifer being absolutely insane with 4x stun curse. It's gonna be crazy when we start seeing just random teams that start to have max Ossifer. I'm not sure if anyone actually has one yet because he's never been the featured one. So the only way you could really get him is if you've been buying the pass every single time. Save a billion burning marks for a week where he's like the featured one. And like 2 other things that are also good are the featured one. And then just dump a billion of them targeting him directly. But that would take a lot of events to stock up that much burning chest. Like, we're talking like almost a year of PvP events, if not even longer, to be able to stack that many burning marks. Not to mention on top of that, you also have to wait till he's in a good rotation. Because even if he's in rotation, you need to wait till everything else in there is also good. Like, at least 2 out of the 3 need to be really good. Ideally, 3 out of 3. Because if you're throwing that many burning marks down, you're going to be maxing everything. So you ideally want all 3 of them to be things actually worth maxing. And it could take literal months to be able to find one like that. Where it's like a Myrtle Fernax, a Myrtle Ossifer, and like one other amazing one. At first, Burning Mark pick choice has given you more... No, it feels so weird. I feel like I've gotten absurdly lucky on the Burning Chest luck. Whenever I open them, I feel like I always get exactly what I want, despite the drop table being pretty wide. Because I very rarely open them. But anytime I do, it always feels like it's just so lucky. But I also have a pretty small data pool, because I haven't really opened that many. Oh, we get to end on a Mimic! Can we get a 5x Mimic? Oh, this would be fun to end on. And then we'll probably be back this Friday to go do Vault Event Weekend then. Probably just do it on Friday then. Get 199 on during the stream. As well as all the Vault Key grind. And then on Monday we finish 2,000, whatever we didn't already finish throughout the weekend. If I didn't already shoot it by then. Alright, let's see, what do we get here? No, boo, we didn't get the 5x chest. Well, at least we got double Arania. Though unfortunately the 4 guard's kind of awful. I'll take double Arania. There we go. What are our upgrades looking like? Because I still need to go get enough for Suncrest upgrade. We're literally 1 deep book away. So maybe I should go upgrade them right now while we're already here. Because I only need 3 more upgrades. What is there left that's worth upgrading here or cheap enough to go upgrade? Because we just upgraded this during the video, I think, earlier today. because the whatever you say this, the Kukulkan, this thing is in Soulforge for the first time ever for 4,000 diamonds. So if you didn't end up getting it for 2,500 gold marks, it's the first time ever that you can end up getting it. So worth considering. Beyond that, these ones actually aren't upgraded, so maybe I go for them. They're very rarely ever going to get used though. But these two are technically not upgraded. Actually, you know what? Is my Talico not max? I just now noticed that. Did I never bother maxing him all the way? I never did. That's the only problem with doing the partial border. This whole time, I never fully maxed him. That's kind of funny. Whoops. Let's go max him all the way. I never fully maxed him because I thought that was max border. I wish there was a bit more of a distinction. You can tell based on the border frame there. Yeah, we never fully maxed that one, which is actually pretty good. Well, at least with all the shininess. I guess we'll do this one because the mythic you might occasionally use. Gerudo will probably still keep upgraded. Maybe I'll go for the priestess. I didn't bother doing her. She's still very nichely used. Extra magic would have been nice to have earlier. Yeah, let me just do those then. Unless there's like something really low rarity that we could just kind of upgrade here. There's a rare I could go do. There's a couple of rares. Which is a lot of rares. Let me just do the rares at this point, I guess. Is there anything else here that we'd really care about? Not really. Zelapatri is really meh. High Priestess is very rarely going to get used. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a double rare upgrade. That's all we need, right? 2 of them? Yeah. Let me just do 2 rares that seem not horrible. These should be the cheapest to go and upgrade here. We just have to throw a mix of all 3. Alright, I guess it doesn't really matter which one we go for here, except for Harpy. Harpy, I do want to get it for when it gets resummoned. So let's do Harpy off of these. We just do 3 guards. We then do 2 Yasmins and then 1 Orpheus, and we should be good to go. And that should be an upgraded Harpy, and then we do that one more time for whatever the other one's going to be. And that means the only thing we are going to need then is 1 single yellow deed book, and we got this place max. As soon as I upgrade this next troop, which I guess is going to be, doesn't really matter too much. I guess we'll do a beast. Let's do like the Eagle Owl or something. It's still a rare, right? Yeah, it is. Let's do the Eagle Owl. So this will be a triple guard. Boom, boom, boom. Double Yasmin and then single Orpheus. And that is completed. We just need to scrap together 1 deed book. Which maybe we'll get that on Friday then. Because by then I should be able to open 2 or 3 deed books. There's also the last week you to open them unless you're rushing 20,000 at the beginning of next season. But there we go. Now we just need 1 single yellow deed book. It's the only thing keeping us from +2 permanent attack. Because obviously this gets converted into 1. And then we just need to find the other one randomly from something. Which I might as well convert that now, might as well. There we go. We are 1 singular yellow deed book short. So close, yet so far. And it's permanent +2 attack then. Or if I can find 35 yellow deeds. But realistically, we're going to get a yellow deed book before that, I'm pretty sure. Unless we start running a lot of Explorer, which I guess we will during Vault Weekend, so we'll find out. Which one happens first? Why don't you find out at the beginning of Friday's stream then? Because we'll have like 2 of these to go crack open. With all the gold marks that we get by then. And if those 2 don't roll yellow, hopefully we'll do a Vault Event Weekend enough that we can get enough yellow deeds to cover the last 35 that we need. And then that will be upgraded then. I don't want to expedite it early because I'd rather put it into Blighted Lands purples then. Which we're really, really, really close to as well. We only need 12 more. Actually, no, we only need 10 more. Actually, I could do another upgrade right now. Speaking of upgrades, let's go do that one too. Why not? We're doing a bunch of upgrades right now. Let's go convert everything we have into purple. How many of these can I make right now? Ooh, I can make another 2 deed books if I want to. I'm not going to though at the moment. We'll see when we get closer if we're going to do that or not, or save them for writs. Because writs are starting to run a little short as well. But expediting this Magic Kingdom is pretty important. And we only need 10 more purple deed books then. And if we convert the other thing, I might only need 7 more deed books if we convert every last writ we have. Though I might want to save those for Imperials. I'm not sure yet. Because we are eventually going to start running low on Imperials soon. But yeah, 10 more purple deed books and 1 more yellow. And we're going to get the next 2 really big upgrades. But anyways, guys, we're going to be calling it here for now. We will be back on Friday. Oh yeah, we also got a permanent magic upgrade. Or not permanent, but our upgrade from this. Let me go grab that. There we go. But yeah, we'll be back on Friday for the Vault Event Weekend. And yeah, we'll go from there. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Don't forget to be doing the Halloween daily, as you do lose out on the points every day you don't do it. However, even if you miss it a few days, you're still going to have way more than enough points to get everything that is relevant. So not too big a deal. You might just have to spend a small amount of extra gems. And that's pretty much the game plan. See you guys on Friday, and hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching.